Hello, Mary. Mary, try and sort this one out. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish.
Talk about what?
Fishes, little fishes,
Let's
and
talk
big
about fish, baby.
fishes,
Let's talk about you and me.
and
Let's
all the
talk about all
fishes
the
in
good things and
between.
the bad things that can be. Let's talk about fish.
Instrumental breakdown?
Let's talk about fish. Let's
Yeah,
talk
I'm
about
looking for Alan's.
fish.
Oh, that's,
Instrumental break.
There we go.
I can't go back far enough to get Alan. Can't go back far enough.
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. 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 Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish.
Hey,
I think that one will
There we
do.
go.
I'll play it back and I'll see what I think. I think it's probably.
hi Blake.
Good morning. How you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Looks like
I've got
Mary's ready
Yeah.
to rock and roll.
Well, good. I've got this Allen Tooth 48 super sticker up, and I can't get it off because I can't go back far enough to the beginning of the chat
You want a life hack?
to click on it.
Just bring up any other comment and then turn any other comment off. Life
Oh,
hack
that's
for it.
right. That's right. And then hide it. I knew that. I just got panicked. How are you?
Good.
Great.
Well, you know,
Alex and I
said
have
I
been
would.
talking about you.
Oh no, that's ominous. What? I didn't actually catch that one. With my early starts nowadays, I used to be religiously in here, but these days I find myself falling to sleep sometimes before they start.
Yeah. Well, it's what, about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something.
Yeah, it is. But Mary said she'd be coming up. I just finished a stream like 2 hours ago or something, or maybe
Wow.
even less than that. So I was like, I'll stay on. And then she said, "Oh, come and help me out." So I said, "Oh, look, I'll turn up unannounced. Why not?"
There you go. Absolutely. That's a pretty tank behind you. Is that behind you or green screen?
That's the magic of green screen. But it is a real tank in my fish room.
Right, of course. Yeah. It's pretty. Yeah, I would like to do something like that. I just haven't figured it out. Haven't figured it all out yet.
Well, luckily you know someone who knows one or two buttons on the computer, so I'm happy to
Yeah,
help
really.
anytime.
Really? Well, appreciate that. Oh. So what are you doing down there in Aussie land?
What are we doing? Same old. Found some fry yesterday. I love surprise fry. Especially the ones that you didn't even think, oh yeah, I'll breed them down the track, but then out the corner of my eye, I just saw some surprise white clouds. So pretty
Oh,
excited.
nice.
Yeah.
Now,
Which I'm surprised.
Is there a native like the white cloud in Australia?
A native white cloud.
Well, or like it, one similar to it.
I guess up north we have all the pseudomogills, so they'd probably be
Yeah, that's
in that
close.
ballpark. Down here down here we have a fish called the southern pygmy perch. Pretty cool fish. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty cold down here, so we don't have too many crazy colors or anything like that. Down here, they have to be built for survival.
So you're down closer to the Antarctica.
Yeah, that's it. If I do that, then I can actually see it. Not quite, but
Really?
but yeah, I live in Geelong, so that's right down the bottom of the east coast of Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah. But yeah, it gets really cold and then it gets really hot. So keeping stuff in ponds is pretty difficult to do.
Yeah. Pretty rainbows. Are is it legal? I don't know how to phrase this. Is most everything in the hobby available in Australia, or are there a lot of things that are not?
Yeah, no, I like that question. So it depends on the states. So I guess similar to the US, I think there's probably a lot of things more available in Florida than other states. Well, here it differs. So we don't get many puffers. Yeah, it's really hard to get puffers here. But then in my state, things like koi are illegal. In Western states, shrimp are illegal. But I think for the most part, things are pretty available. Like all your cichlids, epistogrammas, and all that sort of thing are pretty well easy enough to source. It yeah, mainly puffers and yeah, the rest of it doesn't. Oh, we don't have what are those things called? Blue. They're blue fish. They're Cody Sun's logo fish. Pygmy sunfish. We don't have those. They're pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Maybe it's just because nobody's thought to bring them.
They're certainly not fish that would be a danger in any way to the environment or to the ecosphere.
I think our borders are pretty nervous about anything getting out. To be honest, we tend to have pretty strict rules, but I'm not unhappy about that. I think if we can preserve some of what's left, then we might as well give it a go.
Sure enough. Yeah, sure enough.
Hey, John Doe, how you going?
Mary Page, what are you talking about? Oh. We're all hoping her tanks are going to be okay when she gets home.
Yeah, I heard there's a shrimp delivery.
Right. I advise my customers when they're going away to not worry about their tanks, and definitely do not get a neighbor to come in and feed the fish. Absolutely never. That's a hard and fast rule.
Yeah.
The reality is if they have someone who knows how to take care of them, then they're not going to come ask. So if they need to ask, they need not to have a neighbor feed their fish. It always ends in a horror story.
Oh, yeah. Also, g'day to Alex. How you going, Alex? We were talking about you a few minutes ago. Your ears must have been burning.
T-Bone. Let's see. D3V. Watching a documentary. My octopus teacher.
Oh, I was just about to say I heard there's an octopus documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, well, D3V just watched it, and he loved it. Beautiful, tearful, joyful, and heart-filled, he said. Mercy.
Might have to set that on the agenda tomorrow.
Yeah, really. Roman Chirac, good morning, Roman. Governor is in the house. Indeed he is. Yes. And Lee was sharing knowledge yesterday, and he did pretty well. We were all surprised, amazed, impressed, and pleased. Like that.
I'm interested in the ever-changing screen name of Lee. What was his one the other day? Was boring something, and now it's the governor.
Precisely. Here's Mary Page. Hi, Mary Page. We need a smile. We need a smile from you, Mary Page. Mary,
Okay.
better.
I had to set me up a little stage here.
Nice, nice.
Looks great. Perfect.
Looks like a school photo. Yeah, when you have those backdrops.
You've
I had to
got
get up early.
noise in the background there. Is that somebody talking to you?
Oh yeah, it's your own YouTube window.
Trying to turn it on.
We're getting echo, aren't we? We're getting
Hold on a minute.
noise in the background there. Is that
It's probably me.
Yeah, I
Let me
think
try
you've got a YouTube window open.
no? She clicked off.
She'll be back. That's okay.
She'll be back.
Happens to the best of us. Even these days, I always have YouTube
Yeah.
windows open or
Yeah, if you
unmuted.
get a both of you get the volume off on one of them.
You know what I found the other day? On the actual tab, you can right click and say mute site. And I find that that's a good one.
On
On the Google Chrome or whatever browser you use on the tab, the actual tab that you have open.
oh really?
Yeah. So it probably won't work for you because you have to play the music of Lee and all that.
Well, yeah, mute site. That's interesting. Well, I
Yeah.
do that on a different one. I
Okay.
have two open, plus StreamYard. There
Yeah,
she
so
is.
these days I just have YouTube muted as a site, and then
Right.
it saves me doing that.
Cool. Mary Page. Can you hear us? Hello, Mary. Now she can't hear us.
Welcome back.
She cut off too much. Mary Page. I don't know how to tell you this. We need to write a note. Mary, turn off volume on YouTube and leave StreamYard.
Okay.
She's back.
You there?
She was.
So my internet
Yeah.
is acting weird.
The
The internet's kind of
interwebs.
wonky.
I think we're there. You sound okay.
Okay. I can't hear what
You're
I'm
moving.
saying. So
You're moving again, so that's a good start.
You cannot hear. I can hear you. She can't hear us.
Okay. Okay, I think I'm okay now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't hear
Okay.
myself.
That's okay.
So okay. Okay, we're good.
Your ears still work.
Okay. I'm just basically going to be sitting here and watching the chat. So I'll let all the experts take care of the business.
Okay.
Where are they?
Yeah. Yeah, really.
I see two good ones right now.
Too kind.
So you're gonna notice when somebody said something of remarkable note.
I'm going to try my best.
Terrific. Well, I'm going to ignore the chat then, and you're going to let us know when something needs to be addressed.
Okay. I probably have to put my specs on.
So Blake, Alex had a stream last night with a bunch of really incredible new fish.
Yep.
One of which was a long fin pepper cory.
Yeah, they're cool. I've seen those.
Have you? I have not. I was really impressed with that. Although I did notice they were on my list this week, and I didn't want to spend the $25 to get them. So I kind of let that one slide by. It's hard for me to get fish like that because I can't sell them easily. About the only thing I can sell at that price are Plecostomus and Discus.
Yeah, right. So,
And of course, giant fish.
so you don't usually bring in those sort of gold nuggets that fish addicts like me sort of comb through all these local fish stores trying to find that purple spotted gudgeon or
Well,
something.
I've always got something. Oh, God.
Yeah. I love that. I love the unexpected gem. I love it.
Oh, yeah. And I make it really tricky because all of my tanks are planted.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not all of them are labeled.
You
So,
must
yeah.
have absolute ninjas of staff.
Oh, I
because-
do.
Because
Well,
I see some of these people in trying to catch the slowest fish in bare tanks, and I've had to commandeer nets at times. I say, look, let me handle it, all right?
well, the rule is you have to use a big net. You may not use a small net in my tanks because you wind up using that as a chase instrument and wind up tearing everything up.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
with
that's it. Do you find that often plants are being uprooted and replanted and uprooted and replanted?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of inevitable. You know, I can catch any fish in any tank without tearing up a plant, but that's if I can get it in the first 30 seconds. After that, it's game over. Once
And
the fish learns to hide.
yeah, and presumably you just don't order in things like Hillstream loaches, Coolie loaches.
Oh, I've
Because-
got them. I have a trick with the Coolie loach, though.
Okay. Whoa! It was such a good trick that the CIA have pulled him from the interwebs just so that he doesn't reveal it. So all you at home that have coolie loaches and are thinking, "Oh, finally I'll be able to catch that little slippery sucker," now you'll never know. How are you, Mary?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah,
And
I'm
hello
doing
to
well.
everybody. My glasses on. Hello, everybody. I'm going to try to be good and not talk. Famous last words.
Hey, Father Fish, I know I am but a humble guest here. However, can I make a request?
Please.
Can we please go to the rectangular view instead of this verticular setup that we've got here?
Let's see, how do I do that?
It's very close up on my face, and I just don't think the internet's ready for it.
Oh, that's a great picture. Okay, how's that?
That's much better, thank you.
That is nice. I like it.
Thanks. I mean, that's what they want to look at, not this.
Yeah, I hear you. So I need to be doing the same thing. I've got this very page is just showing them the mug. The mug is the background here with Tom's picture. Yeah.
Yeah, you better never change your decor or you'll have to bring out a new mug.
I know. Well, I thought about doing it. I've talked about it, and I've had people say, "Oh no, you have to leave it just the way it is." So I'm kind of
another option, just write first edition on the handle, and then you can sell the mugs premium prices.
oh, there we go.
Switch the
Right.
frames across or something.
Right. Put a green screen in and increase the cost of the mug to pay for the green screen.
There you go. We're going to have a whole collection.
Yeah, really. Well, you've got one coming out, I think, don't you, Mary?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that'll be different.
We're going to try to redo your emblem a little, your logo on your shirt, and we're putting Father Fish's updated face on it and see how it turns out. I have a rough draft, but I haven't shown it to him yet because I have to redraw it but I think it's going to be pretty cute.
I think Alex just asked Blake if that's your rainbow tank behind you.
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
I've
it
already fell
sure is.
behind on my job.
Let me
That
no.
is a beautiful
Uh,
tank, isn't it?
let
What
me
is the
minimize myself. It's Mary's phone.
Is it? Oh no. You
Just
kidding?
turn it off, vibrate or something if you can.
This might not work.
It's going okay. Just don't be so popular. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the tank. I can even remove myself even further. So yeah, we've got a bit of a Bozeman eye rainbow fish. Some so those
That is
angels
so
are
pretty.
from a marble female and a platinum male. And what I'm trying to get is these gold head platinum pearl scales. I don't know if you can still call them platinum, but anyway, I'm trying to get the marble out, but the yellow heads in. And then we
Nice.
got some blue turquoise discus. Yep.
Yeah, thank you for having those in the community tank. I insist to people that they can keep discus in warm community tanks. And I
Yeah,
do
and
here.
that's it. And you can see I've got some red plants in there, some
Yeah.
AR mini blixer, some plants that people sort of struggle with, but the higher temp actually, because we know about the hotter weather and oxygen availability. So in turn, being a hotter tank, it actually has more available CO2 in the water, I think. So in theory, should grow plants better so long as they don't melt away.
Yeah, I tend to do better with warmer water.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got Susie Q. Susie
Yeah,
Q's here too.
Susie
She's
Q.
on her way to work. Yes. So many people. I would take forever to say hello to everybody individually, but hello, I see all of y'all.
Yeah, we have not done that. We need to do that.
Yes. Let's see. We have gosh, there's so many great people.
Calvin Flynn, Tebow,
that would be
Jay
me.
Crow, John Doe, Rohan, Finipper J. Puddle, Patrick Paulson. Aquatic Conquest is in and out today, I think. He said he managed to kill his red tiger lotus.
Oh no.
Interesting.
I've never been able to kill a red tiger lotus.
Yeah. Maybe he planted the bulb a bit too low.
Yeah, maybe. Good job. I don't know. Yeah, the bulb on the red tiger really needs to be exposed.
Yep.
It's a peculiar plant that does not grow from a crown. A bulb does not grow from the crown. It grows some just little pimples, and can grow 3 or 4 new plants on the bulb at the same time. And then they'll break off and be independent and grow their own bulb. So it's kind of a remarkable plant. Let's see, D3's looking for him. Chevy Birkinshaw. Hello, hello.
Also, congratulations to Chevy, new addition to the family yesterday. Well done.
Congratulations.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
I've got the right Chevy, although even yesterday there was a lot of confusion around. There's too many Chevys.
Well,
Yeah.
really.
There's Chevy
Tisha.
Fish.
There's Chevy Fish, right? Hi, Tisha. Who else is here?
Let's see. We have
Lee.
John Doe. Yep.
Well, here we go. Here's Tisha saying, I once had a neighbor who I asked to feed my fish. I told her 3 to 6 pellets Instead, the whole bottom was covered in food.
Yeah.
That's what happens. But they were hungry.
Yeah, their little eyes. Their
Right.
little baby eyes looking
They
at you.
were begging me for food.
My biggest issue was Roe went ahead and sent out my order, and it was on my porch, and I had to get a neighbor come over. Of course, they don't know anything, so I just had them plop and drop them and just put them in the tank.
David Piper saying, Alex just finished watching your video on Corey's. We ought to get Alex up here. He was here yesterday, I believe, wasn't he? I watched his stream. Mary called me last night to look at his stream, and it was wonderful. I'm so glad
I knew you would like it.
I loved it. I really did.
I knew as soon as Alex came on, I was like, I bet Father Fish would love to see this. I wonder if he's watching. And it wasn't too late. So I took the chance and gave you a call.
I managed to wake up this morning. I try to get to sleep. I try to get in bed by 10 so I can get up and be here at 7:30 in the morning.
Hey, we appreciate that too.
But the older I get, the more sleep I need. All right. I've gone to the top. Let's go to the bottom.
Thanks, Al. Appreciate that. And fantastic last name / screen name, Wet Socks. Like
I love it.
Yeah, isn't it great? Al,
and there's Father Fish's fin nipper.
Fin nipper J. Puddle.
Yes.
Fin nipper, right. Do you know I did not see that? I did not catch that. I've been doing fin nipper all along because I love the name. And the fin nipper just never caught my attention. Fin nipper J. Puddle. It is genius, utter genius. Aquarium Cop is here. Hello, Aquarium Cop. Nice to see you.
Just to be clear.
Aquatic Conquest is now clarifying. His offspring killed the plant. He didn't. That is a different matter. Greg Broderick. Hello. J-Dog.
So Craig and I, we have a bit of a running joke because you'll probably see I'll often misspell his name, but that's because multiple streams in a row, people was just saying, hey, Craig, and they would actually put a D or a G or another letter as the last letter. And then I started doing it on purpose, and we just get more and more ridiculous as time goes on. So now he's Grake or Braid or whatever. So he loves it when people mix up his name.
Craig. As in Craggy. Well, I would do Craggy, Crag.
Yeah, there's lots of options.
Creek. I think it goes on and on. Oh, dear.
Let's see. I'm trying to see. Cynthia's here. We said J-Dog. Chev, D3 Virum.
Nicholas Grawl.
I'm trying not to distract you. I'm hoping that I'll just catch I'm hoping I'll catch, like, if a question comes through and you just kind of keep doing what you always do, and I'll just kind of sit back on the sidelines.
Oh boy, Nymphae minutia. Alex is talking about Nymphae minutia that won't grow more than 3 leaves, about an inch tall. Any idea why? No idea at all. I think that's why they call it minutia.
True. Potentially flow. Don't think they'd enjoy too much flow. But you're quite right.
Probably a lot of light. Put it in a bin outdoors and see what it does. Get it some direct sunlight blast it with UV rays. See what happens.
Trying to find something else to entertain you with. What have I got? Oh yeah.
Oh wow! Look at that.
So that's one of the, well, technically two, I guess, of the racks. So, yep.
I know Aquatic Conquest said he still has the bulb and hopes he replants it the same way he grew it in the first place, and hoping it's still viable.
Oh,
Viable.
it'll be fine. It will grow new plants. The bulbs, they're amazing plants. I throw the bulbs in, and I always have them growing, and they get so big. Alex was talking about them last night, about how fast they grow and how big they grow, sending leaves to the top. It is the lily, um, and you get these enormous arrow leaves on the surface, no matter how deep your tank is. I've had them in 40-inch tanks, and they come right up to the top.
Father Fish, all in one tanks, is wondering about if you could please have that Cooley Loach netting secret. I have 8 in my quarantine tank ready to go to my 29, and he's been putting it off.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I got sidetracked. Yeah, I have a system for catching coolies that works 100% of the time. I can catch a coolie guaranteed in less than a minute, usually in a matter of seconds. I make sure everything at the front of the tank is clear, so there's nothing in the way, and I pick up the filter and whatever they're hiding under in the back, and they dart to the front, and I use a half to 3/4 inch siphon and siphon them out into a bucket, and it works every time.
Don't mind
You
it.
get the siphon gun and just move it to them, because they'll go right up it. They're looking for current, and they'll go right into the current.
Nice. Also, hello to Lisa, I think it was. Where is
Yes,
it? Yeah.
Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. And thank you to Finapa.
Aquatic.
What are you talking
I don't know,
about,
I
Lee?
may
I'm
be-
snorkeling in it right now.
We have Patrick Paulson, David Pepper, or Piper. I don't know if I said that correctly. Of course, T-Bone.
It's
I don't
probably
know where we left off.
Piper, I guess.
Hat
Yeah.
Trick. Hello.
David, here's the thing about fish begging for food. The only reason they beg for food is because you feed them. If you don't feed them, they will not beg for food. So the trick is to not feed on a scheduled basis, uh, and to not feed routinely, to make putting food in the tank an extraordinary circumstance that they don't expect. And if you'll do that, they'll thoroughly enjoy the food, of course, but they next time you walk in the room, they won't come up saying more, more, more. Like Aquatic Conquest, more, more, more. That's he got that from his fish, begging for food.
Let's see.
You know,
T-Bone's. Oh, sorry.
well, just looking at Blake's tank here, and how naturally and normally the
Oh, it's
fish are
beautiful.
behaving.
Absolutely beautiful.
I did just find another one for you. Let me remember where it is. I think it was called Fish Tank, which is an apt name, really. makes sense to name it fish tank.
It's so interesting just to sit and look at it and watch
Oh,
it. That's how I find Lee's tanks. Lee's tank is one I like to just sit and watch. It's really cool.
Look at that.
Oh, that's
I
beautiful.
love the plant varieties. They got some pots in there.
Yes.
Yeah, terracotta pots. I love terracotta pots in aquariums.
Is that a Ponageton coming out of that terracotta? The Ponageton's in back of it, isn't it?
That one's that really tall crypt Balancy.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's halfway through transitioning though, I think, at that point.
Nice.
And we've got dwarf aquarium lily, a couple of swords. There's your red tiger lotus at the back.
Yep.
I love that crypt Wenty brown.
Mhm.
Pretty. Yeah. Cynthia, what if my fishes don't eat the raw chicken? How long should I let it stay in the tank? I need to do a corrective on this raw chicken thing. A lot of people are getting hung up on raw chicken. I did a video on raw chicken a while back, and it was kind of a tease. And I was using it to feed big fish, to feed like big Oscars and to feed African cichlids, voracious kinds of fish. I do not feed chicken to tetras, bettas,
Amber.
little
Big city business. Hello.
little community
I'm
fish.
blind.
If the fish is not eating it right away, take it out right away. Don't let it sit in there. Any kind of meat that you put in the tank is gonna begin to rot very quickly within not minutes but hours, and it'll create a bacteria bloom in the tank that will not be healthy for the tank. So the whole idea with chicken was to find something to feed big fish that can be difficult to feed, can be hard to find food for, and it works really effectively for those kinds of fish. Um, but you can get in trouble really easily feeding raw meat to fish, and the trouble you get in is two things. Number one, the food can stay on the bottom longer than it should and begin to foul the tank. And number two, the food is not always thoroughly processed when the fish eats it. So that what they void may very well not be thoroughly digested, and as a result be even more dangerous in the tank than it was to begin with. So if you're doing chicken, do it sparingly, do very, very tiny amounts, and try to find something better for your little fish. Shrimp or fish are terrific. Shrimp is a wonderful food. You can go to the supermarket and buy a couple of shrimp, freeze them, and then use a knife to kind of scrape them and put those tiny scrapings in the tank. That's an absolutely wonderful food for little tiny fish.
Yeah,
So let
mussels are a good one too. Throw it all in the blender.
yeah,
Yeah.
mussels are great. Yeah, and if you blend
Lee
them up,
is
you get rid of all that fiber, um, and the little fish are able to eat them. Any kind of seafood, anything that comes out of the water, is going to be really good because it's a natural fish. Part of that chicken thing grew out of a research article I read about a study that was done on fish eating birds in the Amazon, and they found that it was a fairly substantial portion of the diet, particularly around nesting time when birds are falling out of the nest into the water. But I think it's just the sort of thing you need to be careful of. If you're feeding big fish, then you know about such things, and it's perfectly appropriate to use that then. Oh, there's something I didn't know I could do. I just expanded the full screen on.
Nice.
Look at that.
Whilst we're on the topic, what do you think about Alex's comment? Cooked
Yeah,
ground
thank you.
beef, minced garlic. Because I've two questions about this. First of all, thoughts on feeding red meat, and second of all, thoughts on feeding cooked meat.
I have
Thank you,
never
Blake.
fed. I've never fed cooked meat, so I
Yeah.
really the idea of putting garlic in it is interesting.
Garlic, obviously, because the fish will have that hunger response to the garlic. That's why it's in a lot of prepared foods. I understand that.
Right. The
And
fat or grease would be my biggest concern.
you probably get
Uh,
a really bad oil film on the top of your aquarium. I
I
mean,
think
Alex
so,
has
yeah.
obviously tried it, but yeah, I've never heard of that.
Let's have you do. If you've got some experience with that, Alex, I gave up beef heart after feeding it for years and started feeding chicken. Um, when it came to my attention, I could do that, and I felt I was better off because I did not then have the blood in the tank.
Al wet socks.
Yeah, I was just replying to that. Yes, Al. This aquarium
He
here,
nailed Blake.
this
Where
aquarium
he
here
should
has been set
Yeah,
up
I see that. Right.
thirsty rabbit.
3 years. So
3 years.
it was before I'd seen the light, before I'd come to my senses.
Yeah, this
Bro.
BFF, if you will, BFF
Yes.
That's right.
before Father Fish, right?
Yeah, there you go.
It
Texas.
was the year 2.5 BFF. That's how
There you go.
that's how history will note that
Funny,
down.
funny. I
Back when I was
Amber
wasting
City
money on
Bells.
fish.
She's getting
Back
a
when-
cat.
back when I was wasting money on ADA Amazonia Light.
Blake has stepped up his sand game. I saw you flexing that ADA sand the other day.
That's it. Yeah, I love a bit of La Plata.
Oh, he made a beautiful terrarium the other day on a video. Lots of fun. It was so nice.
Thanks. No, I had a lot of fun doing
feel
that.
like
I
I'm
like those little
distracted.
nano builds and things like that,
Lee.
Lee's wanting to know if fish have a bark.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know about cooked meat. I don't know about that.
Let's see here. Somebody else. Who was it? Was it T-Bone? Asked about the bloodworms. T-Bone, are you feeding freeze-dried or frozen bloodworms? I think that was you that asked that. Said your betta didn't like them.
Or live blackworms.
Mm-hmm. I know
On
my
that
fish
topic-
will not eat freeze-dried. They don't
there-
like them at all.
On that topic of making your own food, though, actually another Australian guy down here did a video 2 days ago about making his recipe, and I don't think it was his recipe, but anyway, he credited whoever it was, and I thought it was a pretty good one. So he blended up. What did he blend up? Mussels. It was fish, prawns, and mussels, as well as garlic, some multivitamins, and you should check it out because I thought it sounded pretty good, and he explained it pretty well. He's a really, really small channel, and I think he does a good job. So maybe I'll put a link for him if you're interested in making your own fish food. His name's Aquaz anyway.
The
He's
discus, the discus guy Hans. I don't know if he has a channel. He's on Facebook.
Hi,
He does.
Roxanne.
Pardon?
Oh, I just said hi, Roxanne. You just
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
Roxy's here. Oh, hello, Roxy. Hans, Hans. He does imported discus from Germany and makes up a food that has all of the elements in it that Blake was just describing. Lots of vitamins, lots of different kinds of foods. He also uses some baby food, I believe. Um, and that's what he feeds his discus. You that's kind of an old science that goes way back of people making food to feed their fish. You know, what Wardley was about the first company in this country that started selling tropical fish food, and it was pelletized. There was no flake. Flake didn't come along until much later. Um, During that time, people made their own food. If they couldn't buy Wardley, they would make food. And a lot of it was different kinds of seafood, and a lot of it got blended. I don't think it was cooked so much, but blended and frozen. And lots of seafoods, lots of like green vegetables like peas, that sort of thing. Vitamins were always an addition. I don't remember some of the stuff. Garlic was used early on, and it's still homemade foods are still really the best because you can you can customize it and kind of tailor it to fit the dietary needs of your fish. It really gets you too into studying about the fish and learning about natural its natural environment, its natural behaviors, the kind of food it eats in the wild, and so forth. So, and that's such an important part of we lose track of that, I think, in the hobby because we have fish that have been so long in uh, in that have been raised in captivity so long that their behavior has changed. Even even the requirements for the type water they're in changes. A fish will adapt, and over time, over generations, will adapt to the point where you it won't be able to grow back, won't be able to go back. The angel's a good example of that. Angels have been grown in captivity for so long, so many generations here in Florida that they're used to hard alkaline water. And if you put them in soft acid water, it'll kill them. You can't even adapt them easily to it. It would take generations to do that. And so as a result, we lose track of the fish's natural conditions. That's why guys like Alex and Blake are so vital to the hobby because they're
Yes.
bringing in wild caught fish and trying to understand what the natural environment of those fish is and trying to find ways to duplicate it. I'm
Yes.
hoping to have Andreas here tomorrow, who's a master of just that, of getting wild caught fish and learning what their natural environment is, and then finding ways to duplicate it in order to be
Um,
able to spawn them. Yeah, go ahead,
oh, I
Mary.
was just going to say, Lee brought up a good point of, using garlic and feeding it as a preventative too, along with food once a month. And Rohan says his fry are vanishing. Either I'm over or underfeeding the infusoria once a day.
It
I
may
don't.
simply be the wrong kind of infusoria. Go ahead,
Mm.
Alec. Blake.
Um,
I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I was just gonna say that garlic, yeah, it has really great, I think, antibacterial properties in humans and fish and everything else. So yeah, it's a good additive for sure. I
Let's
like
see.
that. I like Amber's idea of DIY rapashi as
Yeah,
well, using gelatin powder and
Yeah.
mixing up whatever you want.
yeah, rapashi's a great food. Um,
Yeah.
and then Millions and Sons asking if anybody's had any luck dehydrating or freeze drying their own food. Have you ever done that, Father Fish or Blake? Have y'all ever freeze dried or dehydrated food?
I
Hmm.
prefer to freeze it because I want to, if it's going to be long term, or feed it unfrozen. I don't much like the freeze dried and dehydrated because I think it kills a lot of the enzymes that
Yeah.
are in the food.
Yeah, I don't dehydrate anything. I don't think I even have a dehydrator. So, nah, I don't do that.
It'd be like eating cereal all the time
Yeah.
Yeah.
with no wrong.
Yeah, Lee just mentioned that Roe had done that. She had made some dehydrated, or
Yeah,
did
I
she do it
remember.
dehydrated? Yep. So
Something,
everybody
yeah,
keep Roe in your thoughts and prayers. She's really going through something right now, and she may be watching us. But she went ahead, like I said, she sent my shrimp out yesterday, and I did talk to her. So she just needs our thoughts, that's for sure.
amen, amen.
What do you think? What do you think, either of you, Mary or Father Fish? If you had in front of you, you're feeding a freshwater aquarium. You had in front of you a fillet of a saltwater fish or a fillet of a freshwater fish. Which one would you prefer to feed, and why?
Excellent, excellent. I love it. I love it. There
I would
is no
think,
difference.
Yeah.
yeah.
There is no difference. The saltwater fish has a slime coat that prevents salt from intruding into the body.
Oh
I
no.
have a
I'm
theory.
a,
A saltwater
My
fish is not saltier than a freshwater fish.
No, but my answer would be the saltwater fish fillet, and I'll tell you why. Because there's less likelihood of parasites or
Very good.
bacteria or things
Good.
like that.
Well, there is and there isn't. I mean, I found nematode cysts in saltwater fish. Um, they they hit the certain of the nematodes go through stages where they're in a snail and then in a fish and then in a bird and then back down into the snail. And
Yeah.
if they get in a fish that grows too big so that a bird can't eat it, when it matures at that stage, it'll cyst. It'll simply go into like a cocoon in the body of the fish and remain there until the fish dies, and it decays down into the bottom. And
Hmm.
I found saltwater fish, big old fish, with those kinds of cysts in them. It makes you not want to eat them,
Yeah, I imagine so.
but they are healthy enough, and if you cook them, it can't hurt you, I guess. Ah,
let's see.
but yeah, you
Cynthia
said
was asking.
Cynthia.
Cynthia's asking again about the regarding the ground chicken. She said she watched your video about it and she tried it today. They ate it, but until now they're still trying to consume it.
Hmm.
Yeah, need to take it out. Don't leave it in there. I'm sorry, I'm making a pot of coffee here.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well, I need a cup, please.
Um,
garlic, calcium, spirulina, Vitachem, and other things
Yeah.
get added. Yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds like a really good mix.
real good, yeah.
Vitachem. I'm not sure if we have Vitachem over here. Think if you're in an area where Vitachem is not available, do your own research. But I think you can use unisex multivitamins and grind them up.
Yeah, pink vitamins work.
Hmm.
Roxanne, I hope you're feeling better. We've
The
missed
reason
Roxanne.
I
Yeah,
say unisex is because I think the ones targeted particularly to males or females have things in them that shouldn't. I don't know. There was something I read about that and didn't pay too much attention to until now when I should have.
Cynthia, I would just scoop it out. If they're
yeah,
not eating it, then go ahead and just remove it.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Alex has got a good one for you, a video. Or he just did a video on do fish pee. I remember that. and do fish drink water. That was a good one. But he was talking about how, about the same exact system.
The scientist among us is now going into the issue of salt and freshwater fish. He said, freshwater fish, Alex, freshwater fish do not drink water, whereas saltwater fish have to get it from food and or desalinization. You're saying freshwater fish do not drink water. Actually, they do drink water. Those saltwater fish don't drink water. Saltwater fish don't drink water. They get water from food or from organs that desalinate. Paul C. is suggesting that Lee not put any vampires in his tank. And I'll tell you, it's hard to avoid vampires in a fish tank. There are so many and so many different kinds. The ick parasite is a vampire. It flatly and plainly is.
Even then, just have some vampire tetras, or you probably only be able to fit one because aren't they huge?
Here,
Get some
vampire
shrimp.
Vampire crab. But there's another one too, isn't there?
Flaccos, right.
Good Halloween themed tank.
Jennifer is suggesting to Cynthia, if they cannot eat some parts of the chicken, just take it out so it doesn't foul. So, yeah, I guess, if they're not eating the bone or the gizzard, or the skin or the feathers, then you might take those out. These kinds of foods, it's really important to understand when we talk about feeding fish, specialty kinds of foods. We're not talking about throwing a whole chicken in the tank. We're really not. And we're not
at least add in a few roast potatoes or something, carrot or something.
As a bare minimum, right? And don't leave off the gravy.
Yeah.
Do fish have kidneys?
Yes, they do. They certainly
I
do.
thought that.
They certainly do.
Now, Lee, you don't want to feed your fish vodka. Although I did see that on a video where somebody put a betta in a vodka bottle. So,
in some saltwater tanks, they dose vodka.
They do in order to reduce nitrates.
Oh, that's wild. I know nothing about saltwater. Don't know much about freshwater, obviously.
Tisha.
Oh, that's not.
Go ahead, Blake.
It's not too big of a tank. I think that is what you guys refer to as a 90 gallon, 4 by 18 by 21. Is that a 90?
18 by 21. That's about a 30. That would be 90 liters.
No. 4 foot by 21 inches by 18 inches.
Okay, yeah. That's about a 90.
I think it's a bit taller than a 75, if I know my gallons.
Yeah. Nice tank.
So it's not big. I mean, you can make things look bigger if you use smaller leaved plants, but I haven't even really done that either.
Tisha raises the issue of expense. You need to come shopping at Father Fish. we resolve the issue of expense at Father Fish. It's possible to walk into a shop and buy a 55-gallon tank with all the bells and whistles and spend a couple of $1,000. It's possible to do that. It's also possible to walk into a shop like Father Fish and buy the tank, stand, light, hood, filter, heater, and spend under $200. It depends on how you shop, where you shop, and what you're looking for. Those of us who have been around tanks for a long time have learned to buy secondhand tanks, learn to buy tanks online, learn to buy tanks from people who are giving up their tank to get a new one or whatever. Uh, Obviously, you need to learn how to buy something that's not going to fall apart and leak. So you need something, and you need to know how to evaluate it. So, the dollar a gallon sales at PetSmart are really a boon to many hobbyists who are able to get brand new tanks for $1 a gallon, a 50-gallon tank for $50. I can't sell it cheaper than that used.
Yeah, I'm
So
pretty jealous.
yeah, there are ways to be able to do this without spending a lot of money and and be thoroughly successful at it. You should be thinking about putting your money into plants and fish and not so much into equipment.
Yeah, for example, this tank was secondhand, and it came with a big canister filter, a styrofoam box full of um, base rock. You know, the rock that's in saltwater tanks. Um, had a light and everything, and basically the tank could be considered free if I just sold off all of the rock and canister and light and everything else. But obviously, I'm a fish hoarder, so I kept it all for myself.
Right, of course. Yeah,
So
that's
pretty.
part of the reason I opened a shop was to overcome my tendency to hoard.
Yeah.
It works really well. I mean, I wind up almost every day somebody will want to buy something that I've had in my life for 25 years. And were it not for having made a hard and fast and rigid decision to sell it all, I would say that's not for sale. There are two or three things. I have, for example, let me show you this. I have this piece of artwork here. It's called a Tree of Life. It's
Mhm.
barrel art from Haiti. It's on its side. Let me flip it up right so you can see what it is. So it's a tree that's carved out of metal and then painted, and that's not for sale. I would not sell that. But there are very few things here that I would not sell. Pretty much everything is for sale.
Yeah. I got an interesting question here from T-Bone regarding Corydoras eating cucumber, and I want to talk about Corydoras because a lot of people think, oh, you know, bottom dweller, they must eat algae, but really, if you want a Cory to be your best friend, worms are what will get them going. That
Oh yeah,
Yes.
they might, you know, they might be a little bit, what's the word, detritivorous. They might eat some uneaten food, but really, some uh, some meat will get them going. They don't really eat algae.
I have breeders, Cory breeders, who swear that their Corys will not breed unless they feed them worms.
Yep, I agree. So,
So Lee's talking about a secondhand free tank, 8 pounds
Mhm.
for soil, 2 for sand, 15 for plants. Water from the tap, spare heater and filters he had. Fish costs a lot, so over 8 months. So yeah, it's it need not be an expensive hobby. You know, once you've hit 10 tanks or so, then you really are seriously looking for bargains.
Hey, Millions and Sons wants to know if anybody knows of someone that he could get in touch with that works with Empire Gudgeons.
Oh yeah, I've had Empire Gudgeons before. I got them
I think he's just
accidentally.
looking, yeah, I think he just wants to know somebody who works with them or I guess share some experience.
Yeah, so I ordered some Pseudomogil Gertrude, and they came in the bag because they're native here. So the person selling them just obviously scooped out of a pond, and some gudgeons went in there, raised them up, and what you'll think is you'll be like, oh yeah, there's just some brown fish, and one day you will walk into the fish room or wherever you got set up, and the male will just overnight be like bright orange, white, white trimming on the fins, and a little bit of black trimming as well. And oh man, they will just color up like overnight, and it will be amazing. Really, really cool fish, especially if you get to see that transformation. In terms of how they go in communities, you want to be careful because they can be a little bit nippy and have a go at some fish. They'll definitely demolish shrimp and things like that. But yeah, great bottom dweller. Great way to add color if you're into. What particularly would you like to know? I'll wait for that.
Let's see.
Oh, that's a good question from Alexander. Do you have any tanks at your house, Father Fish?
No, I do not.
Suppose you see them by the time.
Not even one. I've got everything. Everything is here. When I go home to go to bed.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep.
It's all, yeah. I kind of well, and that's partly because, or largely because, this shop grew out of a fish room. So I developed 100 tank fish room, and the next step was to move that into a shop. So when I did that, lock, stock, and barrel, everything went in the shop. And then that shop got moved into this larger shop. So I'm 2 steps removed from having anything at all at home. If I had it, I would not be able to take care of it. I've got more going on here than I can possibly deal with. I keep trying to figure out how to be spawning fish here, and it's very difficult for me to get to it because that requires a lot of attention. The baby fish have to be fed every day. Well, I finally have a full-time employee, so I'm beginning to put in place some of the procedures to be able to do things like hatching out brine shrimp every day and keeping microworm culture going, those sorts of things. So, it's hobby is different from retail, but my goal has always been to try to combine the two, and I still hope to be able to do that, but I'll do it here. I won't do it at home.
Tisha, I think the one that everyone uses is Miracle Grow potting, organic potting soil. Is that the one? I don't know. We don't have that here.
Yeah, I use it and I like it. It's fine, and I am not averse to fertilizers in the soils. I think it's all fertilizer is some of the same material I'm putting in anyway as supplements. So it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. And the secret to the system, and this really grew out of studying Wallstead very carefully and determining that the problem that people typically have with dirted tanks is excess nutrition in the water column. So the solution to that is a sand cap that's deep enough to prevent that soil nutrition from rising up through the sand and into the water. So it needs to be a minimum of 2 inches. 3 inches is not too deep. But that's kind of key to making. That's really key to making the whole system work, which is very different from what's being done with a lot of the commercial products.
Well, I'm being quiet because everything's going pretty well in chat. Lee is just on fire today. Good for him. And Alex, of course. We've got some great people out there chatting. I don't think if I've missed anybody's like major question. People talking about organic soils and stuff, like the peat-based soil or just the regular organic soil. I know for your recipe, Father Fish, you put in organic soil and peat is what it calls for.
Yeah, I do.
Which, when I get back home, everybody, we're going to do a tank. I just got to get the stand cleared off, and then we'll go ahead and dirt it, and I'll do it on. I'm gonna try to do it live with Father Fish, and we can watch how, because I have the actual additives, and we're going to add the sand or add the sand.
Yeah,
we'll put sand on top.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
I guess it depends on your water as well. For example, my water is very soft. Comes out about 6.8, but we have 0 kH.
Wow.
There's nothing in it. Just a bit of chloramine is the worst we have. So if I put peat in, it would pretty quickly throw the pH down to
3. Yeah.
4, 3, something.
Yeah.
So yeah, even the planted tanks, you'll find I put a little chunk of base rock or Texas holly rock in the back corner somewhere just to keep things moving.
My dog had to go outside. I've got a 14-year-old bull terrier that he runs the show here. He'll run over you like a bull in a china shop.
Let's see. I think we'll take a break here. Let me get some music up.
I might take that opportunity to hit the hay, but it's been great hanging out, and it's
thank you so much, Blake.
Quite late for me. I didn't expect to be here for an hour, but fantastic. I'm glad I was.
I'm so glad you came on. We're always happy to have you. Always.
Yeah, no, 2 of my favorite people.
Now we can get some other people to pop up here. There's lots of great people in the chat. Please join us.
Enjoy your day.
Take care, Alex.
Good night, Blake.
Fish may itch or even flash. So Father Fish is your one-stop cap.
Am I helping you or distracting you, Father Fish?
Not at all.
Okay.
Raise the temperature with a helping
picture up here.
And add some garlic on top of that sand. It will go.
Everybody's doing great in the chat. I don't see anybody not getting any questions answered. So,
Father Fish, your one-stop wonder if you keep fish. Starring Sir Father Fish and all his followers on the Father Fish channel. Over to you, Sir Father Fish.
maybe we'll have a special edition Lee Wilcox mug.
Yeah, really.
Sort this one out.
We'll use it for a fundraiser.
Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that can be. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Instrumental break. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. 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 Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. I think that one all day. I'll play it back and I'll see what I think. I think it's probably the nuts. And that'll be the one. When you can play around with all of it and decide what you want to do in your production stream for Savada Fish.
I found my way to Father Fish. He comes on in the morning every day.
Oh, right.
Add
The
some
branch at the
soil,
top.
cap it
I
with
think you can
sand,
put a little
then add
platform.
sand.
Not all the way to the top.
He will help you do it the right way. Add some fish, then walk away. Feed them high quality food. Thy food is best. Keep it dirty, keep it all natural.
So it's really my fault.
I found my way back to Father Fish. Bye. When I find myself in times of take trouble, Father Fish, he comforts me. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my time of darkness, he is streaming right in front of me. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Add some sand and let it be. Father's words of wisdom, let it be. When all the broken-hearted fishes living in the tank agree, there is an answer, let it be. For though it may be cloudy, there is still a chance that they can see. There is an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Add some sand and let it be. There is an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Add some sand and let it be. Father's words of wisdom, let it be.
Very nice. Thank you, ladies.
So
Thank you, Lee. Oh, let's see. A couple of things here. Colin Albertus is here
yes.
from Cape Town, South Africa. Delighted to have you with us.
Hey, Colin.
There are magnificent fish in the Horn, I guess, up in the, what's it called, the northeast section of the African continent. My brain's not turned on. I need food.
Uh-oh.
What is that called? What's that area called? The northeast segment, not the Gold Coast, the Ivory Coast. The Ivory Coast. There are so many fabulous, fabulous fish from that area. Not even getting into the Rift Lakes, just all of the riverines on the Ivory Coast, all of the killifish that are from there. Do those fish get down to you, Colin? Do they get down into Cape Town, into the pet shops there?
Here we go. I think I found the chat on my phone. Finally.
All right. Tisha, what would be the minimum required additives? If you'd like to add something to make the tank longer lasting. Well, the minimum would be iron and calcium. You can do calcium. I use a calcium additive that I get as a saltwater item, just powdered calcium. Iron oxide or whatever form of iron you're able to get. Those are kind of the basic ones. I also like to use diatomaceous earth. It does not provide calcium, but does provide silicates, as does Epsom salts. Epsom salts is also good. So those are kind of four basic additives that you can put in with your soil and then cap it well to keep that down in the substrate. You've got a little engine going down there. It's all that anaerobic activity that's boiling and brewing and causing all the waste to break down. It's like a little tempest in a teapot. It's actually a very active um, um, composite area where a lot of things are going on, which is part of the reason you want to keep it out of the water column, because some of it's kind of dangerous, but it's critical for the development of nutrition for the plants and to be able to break down waste. So it creates an engine of a biological engine. Creates a biological engine that allows all of the waste and detritus to be broken down and converted to nutrition for your plants.
She's in there. Hi, Sam Dam.
Osmocote. I use Osmocote, Rohan. I put Osmocote in. I'm not averse to using fertilizer. I like Osmocote because it's not dangerous. It doesn't break down quickly. It's a very long-term, very slow release kind of fertilizer. And if you mix it down in the substrate, it's going to last a year or more. It'll be down in there a long time. Now, you really can't get away with putting it loose in the tank because it tends to want to float. Doesn't float to the top, but it's lighter than sand, so it'll tend to want to rise above the sand. You'll have these little beads kind of floating around everywhere. So when you use it, you want to get it in the dirt and you want to cap it with enough sand to keep it down. What else do you see, Mary Page?
That I was just reading Collins. I finally figured out how to get the chat on my phone here. I still can't text back, but I'm on Calvin's phone texting. People don't know who I am. But I was going to see if if everybody is, or will they pass? I can't even talk. If someone will post your links for your Get Gills and, let's see.
Yeah, Chevy
So,
Fish, if
because
you're here, you do that, please.
yeah,
Or
we were talking about your soil additives, and I know I got mine off of Get Gills, and it was, you know, very like inexpensive as far as that goes. It treats, you can do 100 gallons for, it's enough to treat, enough to do 100 gallons worth of tanks, put it that way. And all you have to do is add your own potting soil and the peat. Is that correct? I don't have it right
yeah,
in front
that's
of
right.
me.
That's
Okay.
right.
So if anybody's wondering, or they just want to take away all the trying to figure it out, you know, you send, I got a big bag of it, and I did put a video on my channel of just what it looks like if anybody wants to see what it actually looks like. Comes in a Ziploc bag, and he mixes it up, you know, as it's ordered. And hello, I am a leprechaun. Here's another one popped in.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Colin says
And
he's
then,
new to the hobby, only about a year, so he's just beginning to learn. Do
yeah.
you have local pet shops, Colin? Is there a local fish store you can visit? Can't wait to go look for live cultures, new plants, fish, and so forth. There are numerous ponds, dams, streams, river, etc. here to explore, and so many ways to build a natural tank,
Yes.
including getting pure sea salt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
That's
right. You're
cool.
in a remarkable place. There's a little shark that is in your waters. It's called a cat shark that only exists in and around Cape Town, and it gets a maximum about 2 foot long. But you can find the eggs, the egg cases, and when they hatch out, they're about 6 inches and grow fairly slowly. So you
Thank you,
can keep them
J-Dog.
in a tank. They're just great fun. By the way, one of the benefits of having a
Good
marine
morning, everybody.
biologist on staff is that it has given us insight into a lot of different things. One of which I sent, I'm talking about Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
I sent Thomas out to Publix yesterday to buy salt. We needed salt to hatch brine shrimp, and I was all out of the marine sea salt. He came back with a 40-pound bag of salt, salt that's packaged for soft water treatment systems. And he said, "Do you know that this salt is evaporated sea salt?" And my mouth dropped open. And I said, "No, I did not know that." And we looked, and sure enough, pure evaporated sea salt. So we found that we had a tank that had been leaking, a system that the salinity was very low in. So we dumped a couple of bags of this stuff in that system, and we're going to see how it goes. But I think, friends, we have a solution to the problem of expensive sea salt with all
All
of its
right.
various additives and elements. So we'll see. We're going to experiment with this. I do know that SeaWorld uses sea salt, and they combine it with Epsom salts and baking soda in their multi-million gallon systems, and find that in very short order, in a matter of weeks to a month,
Nice.
all of the trace elements are in that water. So we're going to do that and see if we can find a really, really inexpensive way to do
Yeah.
saltwater tanks.
Say thank you, Thomas.
Really.
Let's
So
see.
let's see. I'm a leprechaun. That's interesting. Oh, Colin says pet stores, fish stores are in abundance here. That's miraculous. That's magnificent. I think I need to move to Cape Town.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Colin, we need to
Thank you,
get
Laura.
you. We need to
Lori.
get you putting together your video equipment and doing some tours of some of your fish stores. We would
Oh, yeah.
absolutely love to see tours of your fish stores. So whatever
Absolutely.
you get your channel going and keep us posted, and we'll sign up to you if you'll sign up to us. And we want to know more about those fish stores.
Absolutely. Sea salt. I am a
Sea
leprechaun.
salt
Sea
can
salt
prevent
can prevent nitrate poisoning.
nitrate poisoning. Yeah, nitrate poisoning. That's an interesting comment. It takes a lot of Wait, he's saying nitrate or nitrite? He's saying nitrite. Nitrite poisoning. Um, Sea salt can prevent nitrate poisoning. I wasn't aware of that. What does it do? It probably combines with some of the nitrites and might even facilitate nitrification. It would tend to create ammonia more easily and quickly. So, um, interesting, leprechaun.
Yes. Yes.
Alex is saying I can buy de-icing road salt.
That's
That's
what we've
probably
always
not
thought.
helpful. I don't know how they source it in other cities. Salt's pretty cheap stuff, and evaporated sea salt is, after all, sea salt, and after all, is the same salt fish are living in. So we shall see. So long as it doesn't have chemicals in it that are dangerous, but I don't know that they do that. I mean, salt doesn't mold, so it would not be that it doesn't grow bacteria. So what would be the point of putting chemicals in it to prevent mold or bacteria when those are not issues? April Leprechaun saying the addition of a tablespoon of salt per gallon prevents methemoglobin toxicity by blocking the nitrate absorption through the fish's gills. I think we got another scientist in our midst here.
Yes.
Sounds like to me you're gonna get exposed, leprechaun.
Y'all are making, and this is making it easy for me. I feel like I'm just a bump on a log, but that's okay. I don't think we've missed anything like somebody with a desperate question. If there is, please repost it, but I don't think we have. And we've got so many good people in the chat. It's just going along swimmingly.
Lovely.
Lovely.
All in tanks. Hello, all in tanks. Tiffany Rose. Hello, Tiffany and Ozzy. Nice
Lori,
to have you with us.
Lori snuck in on us, Finker.
Good. Hi,
Who else
Lori.
came in?
Here she is. Lori Vinker.
Yes. And she's been putting up the links for us. Thank you so much.
This is Colin. You're going to be a hit.
Sorry, y'all.
Doing fish tours will be amazing. I'm in the process of starting a video channel. I'll be doing trips to natural salt pans by a small coastal town right on the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, this is going to be an absolute gas. I'm excited about it, Colin.
And I want to see this cat shark. Let's see.
Oh,
is it a small shark, Father Fish?
It's a shark that only gets about 2 feet long.
Wow.
They keep in fish tanks really well. I've had a lot of.
I know when I worked at a pet store one time years ago, they had a saltwater tank, and we would hatch out the nurse shark eggs.
Yeah, right.
When we went to Maryland last year to the bike festival, I was finding the little, they call them mermaid purses, the little, shark
right.
egg casings. And I
That's right.
found one and it was really heavy and we were all excited. I just knew I found one with a shark in it. And so we took care of it and we got it home. We didn't think it was alive or anything, but we thought we were going to dissect it and find a baby shark in it. And it was full of sand.
Right, of course. Yeah, by the time they wash up on the beach, they're hatched and empty. But you
Right.
can find them occasionally. Colin is saying, Father Fish, just a question. If I would like to introduce new fish, shrimp, snails, and more importantly, plants, what would be the ideal way to put them in my Father Fish natural setups?
Good
You
question.
want to put them, you want to make sure that your water is comparable to the water they're coming out of.
Roxanne.
And you want to put the plants halfway down into the sand. Don't push the plants all the way down into the dirt, particularly in a new tank, because it could burn the roots. So if you plant halfway into the sand, like 1 inch in, then the roots will be able to find nutrition, and that'll simply work a lot better. As to fish, shrimp, and snails, just frankly go for it. Make sure your water is safe. It has no chloramines in it or chlorine. If you can get water that's natural and wild, so much the better. And just go for it. Just do it and see what happens. These are wild caught fish. They're not costing you an arm and a leg. You want to learn what you can do. And the best way to learn is by doing. So,
Can you post a link of it, John Doe?
yeah, and try to
I
try to
think
video
John Doe
everything
might have
you
found a
do.
link. Let's see.
John Doe has a link to a cat shark. Yeah, I don't want to do that because I'll knock
Okay,
myself.
yeah. Somebody
I'll
else
wind
could
up
do it.
having to shut down and do it again. We can't bring it up though to show it. They are cool.
And Alex, you're right. Us Americans do like seeing everything, so we want to see anything different. So please
Yeah,
share it with us. We love it.
Cat shark, CATSHARK.
Wish
Cat
Alex
shark.
would come up here with us.
Oh, here's one.
No, guys, this is perfect for our tank. Oh my god, we got him! There he goes! Oh yeah, it's him. Oh god, they actually have a baby one of those bamboo sharks.
It's a
Did you hatch from an egg
bamboo.
in the store, or did you get him when he was small? That one I think did hatch from an egg. Wow, okay, so he did hatch from an egg. Yep, he's coming out now. Oh, he's coming out. Look at him. Look at him. Oh my god, that is a beautiful fish. Guys, this is what we wanted initially.
So father fish, what type of reef fish would you like to own?
Oh my god, that thing is so beautiful. Oh, we gotta get them to sell to us. We gotta get them to sell to us, guys. Look at that shark. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, guys, that thing is so beautiful. Where'd he go? Yep, he's back in his hole. No, guys, this is perfect for our tank. Are you kidding me? Look how beautiful that shark
So
is.
long and slinky.
Yeah, that's
How
a perfect
pretty.
example of what happens when young men get wild fish. They go
Yeah.
crazy. I love it. I've got a group of 50 to 100 young guys who come in here all the time looking for the wildest, craziest fish I can.
Thanks, Chevy Fish.
And they just go nuts over it.
Let's see, I think-
T-bone. What type of reef fish would you like to own? Golly, I've had all of them. What do I like best?
Yes, Allison. I know I have a bunch of them still in my glove box, the little shark cases. Are they worth a lot?
No,
Got some
they're
for
not
sale.
They ain't worth nothing. I don't have any
call
in my case, though. You have to send me
We
a
call
few.
them. Well, we do. We're getting you a box ready, so we'll have to send you some ginseng and some shark egg casings and your drawing I'm working on for you.
Oh, that'll be delightful.
My friend got your emblem redone, the logo redone, but she superimposed like your real face into the into the picture with
How does it
the kind
look?
of car. It would look good if the whole thing was a cartoon because it's like everything's cartoon, but the face is real and it makes it look. It throws it off. So I'm going to redraw it here in a little while and then see
Oh,
if we
all
can
right.
get something done with it.
Yeah, I think
But
it probably.
on the emblem itself, she wanted to add like another fish into it. Would that be acceptable? Because like the bed
Yeah,
is on one side, and it kind of makes it look like, unless it looks like it. Okay, it looks like it needs something on the other side too, but that's up to you. That's your emblem. So
well, we were going to redo it, and then I fired the girl who was
okay,
doing.
well I better hurry up or I'm gonna get
We've got
fired.
a bird. We have a bird and a lizard,
Yeah,
and those are okay. And then uh, a angel, some Nemo starfish, coral, betta. Yeah, it does need another fish.
yeah, it needs one more fish on there, I think. What would you want it to have on it?
Angel,
What
probably.
an angel fish? Okay, that would be great.
Oh yeah, take out the long nosed butterfly.
Okay,
This little one right here. Take that
yeah,
out and put an angel fish in there. You see
okay.
that? Yeah.
Yep,
Let's see how
I
that
sure
does.
do. Sounds
Uh,
good. Raspy skin. Let's see. Um,
I never did thank Alan Tooth for the
oh yes, for the super chat this morning.
super chat. That happened. That happened before we actually went live, and then I think Alan had to leave.
The Abba Abba fish.
Abba Abba.
That's what
That's
Rohan's saying.
yeah. That's my all-time favorite. The Abba
There we
Abba.
go.
It won't look like anything though on the logo. It just looked like an eel.
Oh, okay.
The angelfish would do well, I think.
Yeah. Hello, Gen C. I feel like I missed everybody saying good morning this morning, but I've seen everybody and good morning, good morning.
But
T-Bone says he lives not far from the Great Reef Barrier, or Australia's Great Reef Barrier, or Great Barrier Reef. I'll get it right.
oh, nice.
We're going to have to see some video of that.
Yeah, really. Laurie, Paul C.
Misfit
Where was it?
reptiles.
Oh,
Let's
J
see.
Dog
An aquarium
asking
cop.
asking Lee how much garlic he puts in this tank. That's a dangerous question to ask Lee. How much garlic he puts in this tank depends on his
Misfit
mood, I think.
Misfit Reptiles just super chatted you, and Aquarium Cop sent you a super sticker.
Oh, here we go. There's Aquarium Cop. Need to go over. Oh
Thank
yeah,
you, guys.
Misfit. Thank you, Misfit. Very nice. A good mooring. Yes, as we duck our boats, we're having a good morning. Funny morning. And Aquarium Cop, thank you so much for the super sticker.
I'll be back. I have to go get the dog.
Let's see. And thank you again, Misfit. Very nice, guys. Appreciate your support. Absolutely do. And Aquarium Cop, you are a great friend, and I do deeply appreciate you. Peplin Creek, Foxy's Fish. Roxanne, how are you feeling, my dear? I hope you're better. Between you and Cassie B, we got to get one of you healthy enough to to get back on here. We've not had Roxanne up yet. Need to do that.
I look out the window and see a dog going across the yard. Sorry. Thank you again, Lori, for posting links and everybody. If I ever get a computer, this won't be so hard. But I'm like on my phone, my husband's phone, and it's on the Fire TV. So that's why I'm looking all around at everything.
Yeah, well, you're doing real well. You're multitasking there.
Okay.
Yeah, once you get a computer, it'll be probably more difficult.
Yeah, probably. I'm just trying not to distract you.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you being here.
But so far, everything's gone really well. I mean, Blake coming on, that was wonderful. And then, like I said, everybody in the chat, Lee is full of knowledge today. He's doing great. He's been the governor. He's doing a good job.
The governor's up. The governor's
governor.
up.
Why is the governor not up here? We need to see the governor.
I know. He's
see,
being
Lee, you're one of those faces that like we all just want to see every day. It's just like seeing Father Fish in a way. Y'all are just like tick and tack, Batman and Robin. I mean, it's what's y'all's characters? Y'all always go, well, no, he's Gollum.
really. Let's see.
The king and his jester. No, you're not a jester. You are the Lord Lee of laughs and love.
Lord Lee of laughs and love. Quite so. Colin Alberta says, I absolutely love my all-natural setups. And since going the chemical-free route that Father Fish recommended, I can't seriously see why others aren't doing the same. Well, more and more others are doing the same. We are winning the war.
Yes, it's changed everything. Just like me, I know I keep saying my tanks, but really in my heart, I know that they're okay because they're all set up that way. They're all deep, some of them have gravel beds in them still, but they're all really planted, and they're balanced. I don't feed them as much anymore, so they're going to be okay. I just miss them. I really miss them.
Well, so long as they have not been overfed, they'll be just fine.
Right. I pre-made all my little food packets. Like I put them in little baggies or whatever. And then I told the guy to just come in about every 3 or 4 days. Just make sure the filters were running and the lights weren't getting stuck on or something. Because I'd never used the light timers before. So that was something very important, especially for all the new folks. Get you some timers for your lights. It's really simple. So, and not very expensive. I think it was $9 at Lowe's or something.
Oh, they're cheap. Yeah. Allie Sean is talking about the mermaid's purse. The egg case saying, meaning they have live unhatched sharks within. In buying
well, I was hoping so,
that the shark will emerge alive and well may.
Well, my grandchildren and I we were excited. We thought we were going to get to see a live shark or a little baby shark in it, but we knew we didn't want to touch it if it had a live shark in it. But I guess when they're laying the eggs, they have these little hooks on each end that I guess get wrapped around the seaweed. So they kind of stay down where the flow is, and they have a pretty good current down, I guess the undertow and stuff, but just neat. But like I said, I remember them hatching a nurse shark out in the pet store, and that was really cool. It got up to about, about 1.5 feet.
Yeah.
Neat stuff.
I think that shark we saw a picture of is a bamboo shark. There are a couple of different ones. There's also one from Australia, a small one. I can't think of what it's called. It may come to me. The cat shark, the bamboo shark, and then that small 2 to 3 foot Australian shark. Somebody will know what it is.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Oh, Roxanne was saying she's sorry she's been MIA. Said she's been having a hard time sleeping for the past 2 months. So we missed you too, Roxanne. But we play your song every day, so you're here in our hearts. That's
You
for sure.
betcha. Yeah, and she's got her kids home now, and it's just kind of
Every day, Colin.
Yeah.
Colin asked if we do this every morning, every day, every morning.
Right. From
So
8
it's
to 10.
3:42 there. So we would start at one, probably 2 o'clock there, I guess.
3:42.
So we'd start at 2 o'clock his time.
O'clock his time, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. 2 in the afternoon. That's
Yeah.
roughly the same time as Lee in England.
Okay.
Probably the same.
I know Alex is a different time, but is this nighttime for you? I don't even know.
Well,
I know
Alex,
nothing.
yeah, it is. Alex is 11 to 1 or 10
Right.
to 12.
And
10
same
to
thing for Australia. Australia is this is nighttime for
it's
them.
early morning in Australia. It's like 6. Now, wait a minute. Alex is 6 in the morning.
Oh, okay, okay. So he's just getting ready to get up.
5 in the morning. It's at 6. Okay, it's 5. It's 3 hours difference. So Alex is 5 to 7 in the morning.
Hey, can somebody drop Alex's link too? Check out The Secret History Living in Your Aquarium. He does some great. He's kind of goes along the same line as Father Fish. He likes to have chats about the history and all the good things that just all kind of neat stuff about the aquariums. So, and he's got some amazing tanks. A lot of fun.
Yeah, he and Alex are a match set. They're great together.
There's a lot of people in here
they've done anything together. They really need to do some joint efforts. It's been wonderful having both of them on here.
Gosh, we've got so many good people here. I mean, just our regular members have so much knowledge. I'm getting up here and I know nothing, and all you guys could come up here and probably have some serious good chats. But I'm learning. But let's see. I know Amber was here from Big City Bettas.
Oh, good.
Of course, Susie Q, she passed through. I guess she was on her way to work and was listening, or on her way home from work. And there's a lot of people. Hello, lurkers, because I know we've got some good lurkers too. Usually people like Aquafunk and some different people like that are lurking. Let's see. I'm just checking to see if anything. Please chime in. Well, Billy Dog said it's from years of making mistakes. That's what I'm doing. I go through the school of hard knocks.
J-Dog wants to know how much and how often should I put minced garlic in a 55-gallon tank. I would not do it. I would not do it more than once a month, and I would not do more than the very tip of a teaspoon. It's not something that you want to load the tank up with. It will deteriorate. And what I would suggest is that rather than mince it, you mash it. So it's going to be more easily eaten by small fish. And if you'll mix it in your food, it'll actually serve better.
We've got 48 likes and 46 watching, so we're doing good. Against the Flow. Hey, Against the Flow. They were lurking. Oh, sorry if y'all hear. My babies are crying. Uh-oh. That's the little one that said fish, fish, fish. Oh, no.
Poor baby.
She knows Grandma's in the bedroom. She wants to run in and see the fish.
Against the flow. Fish. What time is it?
You will be.
Got
Don't
about
make
10
her
minutes.
door. She'll cry. Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
I might have to turn myself off here for a second.
You wanna bring her in and let her look? Let her say hello?
Let's see if she will. Kamisha has no pants on. Oh, well, no, she's got her diaper pulled off.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Oh well.
Little streaker.
Oh well.
She went streaking. Okay, go that way. No more.
Bamboo shark is a cat shark.
She's got her pants on.
Chevy fish.
Oh my goodness.
Bamboo
The
shark.
fun of being 2 years
I
old.
don't know if it is or not. It probably is. It's different than what I have gotten as cat shark, and I've always bought them as separate. So I don't know. It's a type of cat shark. Cat shark is probably a classification rather than a species.
Running through the house.
Woebegone. Thank you, T-Bone. It's exactly what I was thinking about. Was the woebegone.
Thank you, Chevy Fish.
Woebegone shark. WOEBEGONE. Woebegone.
Holly.
Tisha uses timers all the time. It's
Alex.
a big. Aquarium Kava. Look into Kava supplement. Talking to Foxy. Trying to get her to sleep.
Who is that?
Yeah.
Flow Aquatics. They say break time, Father Fish time. Glad to see you here, Flo.
Hey, Flo. I know who Flo is. But Flo is my Flo. I think I know who Flo is.
T-Bone said that Australian shark could be a Port Jackson or a wobbegone.
Woebegone.
Woebegone.
Port Jackson, I'm not familiar with. Yeah, the woebegone is the one I was thinking about. Don't know what the Port Jackson is. Break time, Father Fish time. So Flo's taking a break.
Lee and I think it's Holly. Wait a minute, who else was looking for a place? I know Lee is. We're waiting to see this wonderful.
Wow. Full steam ahead, he's saying.
Yes.
The apartment's on the market. Wow. Oh, that
We're excited for you, Lee. Thank you, Chevy, posting the Get Gills and your Patreon, which that's another other thing for the cups. They go to your Patreon at Father Fish. Oh, PayPal.
Yeah. Let me explain this. I do have mugs. I've still got some for sale that are going to be going out in the next day or two. They are $25. That covers shipping and the cost of the mug. If you will deposit that amount in PayPal, fatherfish at fatherfish.net. The account name at PayPal is fatherfish at fatherfish.net. That is also my email account.
Thank you, Lori.
You can email me at that account as well. It is also the email that the website goes to.
The blind leading the blind.
Father Fish Aquarium. So by all means, if you'd like a mug, we've got them available. Fatherfish at fatherfish.net in PayPal.
All right.
Billy Dog, did you get my order?
Love you,
I got
Chevy.
the order. It didn't. I think so, Billy Dog. I'll double check. I got one order this week, and I really didn't look at it. And I've got 2 to go out so far, so I'm just going to wait until I've got 3 or 4. So they may not go out until Monday. I do have a fish shipment that's going out Monday, so I'll probably do it all at once on Monday. Chevy
Yeah,
Fish
Chevy.
blushing. What's she blushing about?
Oh,
Who's
because we love her. Because we love her so.
Who's been
Um,
teasing Chevy Fish?
no, we're just loving her. She says that your PayPal still isn't working, Father Fish.
Let me look. Let me get over here.
Uh-oh, they're coming to get me.
Huh.
Father Fish at fatherfish.net.
Well, I'm up. I'm in it. Let's see.
I've had that problem too, though. The PayPal. And then one time we had trouble getting on your Get Gills, but it's back up now for me. I finally got on it. Fatherfish at fatherfish.net. Yeah.
Okay, PayPal, and it brings. Oh, that's now I got it. I got to drop out, log out. Let me log out here. Let's see. Fatherfish at fatherfish.net.
Yeah.
That's the account name that's posted.
For PayPal.
And it's working. It's working for me going in. So just keep trying. It should be there. If you can't get on PayPal, you have to go on PayPal on your own account, and then send. When you do send money, you send it to Fatherfish at fatherfish.net. It also will work with Lou Foxwell. It'll work with Fatherfish Aquarium. I think it'll work. All three of those names are on the account. But you have to go into PayPal on your account in order to be able to use it. So you have to have an account with PayPal to be able to use PayPal, which means you have to have a bank or a card or something
linked to
attached to it to be able to get money on it. So it may be that you don't have that set up.
See, I have a PayPal and I don't have it. I have a PayPal set up, but I don't have anything linked to it, and I've never used it before. Like I just now figured out how to get that GoFundMe. I can't figure out any of this stuff. Well, I can, but it's just taking me a minute.
You can receive money, but you can't send money.
Okay.
Some place that it can pull the money from. Now, if you would like, you can send me an email with your phone number. Send me an email, fatherfish at fatherfish.net.
You have a great day, Alex.
With the phone number, and I will call you and run your credit card on my machine. I can do that if you would prefer to do that. If you can't get through any other way, I can run a credit card via telephone. Don't send me your credit card information by email. Send me your phone number or call me. My phone number is listed. You can call me and we can do it over the phone, or I can call you back, whatever you like.
Cynthia's asking about chemicals. She said, what do you say? There's a lot of changes that's happening in keeping fish. Do you think new aquariums should use chemicals as suggested? I know the answer.
No. Yeah, about the only chemical that I recommend is a chemical to get chlorine out of the water, a dechlorinator. You know, there are things you can. Here's the problem: for someone who's relatively new in the hobby, treating with chemicals becomes highly experimental. You don't know what chemical to use, how much to use, how frequently used, and what the effects of it are. So my advice is don't do it until you're a whole lot further down the line and have learned how to deal with items such as triple sulfa
Oh,
drugs
yeah, I see it.
and some of the dyes. By and large, you don't need them. If you've got ick, which is about the only thing you're going to have trouble with, raise the temperature to 86 degrees. That kills the ick.
Hmm.
If you've got other problems, isolate the fish in its own tank, a bare tank, and put a tablespoon of salt per gallon in the water. That gets rid of most other uh, bacterial problems. Beyond that, you can, if you have a fish with a physical injury, you can topically treat it with an antibacterial agent, even something as simple as bacitrine, some of the
H2O.
bacterial salves. You can treat your fish with that stuff.
Have a
You
great
just
day, David.
you put it directly on the wound.
Oh, Chevy was saying that on your about page, it doesn't, let's see, where did it say it? She said it's something with your about page. It doesn't bring anything up, maybe.
What
Father
about
Fish.
you mean
When you go to your YouTube site, it says, channels, videos, about that kind of stuff. When you go to your about page, I think is what she's
should be a
talking
whole
about.
bunch of stuff there now. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of stuff there.
Hey, cop.
Let me look. Cops here. Father Fish.
And Stephen. Hey, Stephen, the biologist. Yay.
Oh, Steven's here. Great. I've got a whole lot of stuff on my about page. I've got links. I've got a statement, total views. View email address, fatherfish at fatherfish. The email address is there and links are there. Patreon, Instagram, PayPal, Facebook, and website. So it's not that page. That page is fine.
Let's see.
I've got.
Father,
How are you? Graham Cop.
hello, Father Fish. Hello, Mary. Hello, chat.
Hey, aquarium
I just
cop.
want,
How are you?
like, this camera thing is so hard to navigate. Like, what do you do with it? It's so annoying.
Can't figure it out.
You're all over the place, aren't you?
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to say one thing about the chlorinator.
Yes.
Oh,
What I've seen time and time again, people making videos, they add the dechlorinator to the tank
oh yeah. J
and
Dog.
then put the water in. What I always did was I filled the bucket up and I added the chlorinator to the bucket. What I
Yeah.
see people doing time and time again is adding the chlorinator to the tank and then putting water in.
Yeah,
Aren't you
I've
supposed
seen
to
that too.
put the chlorinator in the bucket, let it sit
That's
for a
what I
while,
always
and
thought
then
too.
add that water to the tank?
I stir mine up in a pitcher and then
Yeah,
pour it
that's
in.
the safest
Yeah,
way.
yeah. But what I see is people draining their tanks and then
Yeah.
pouring the
Pouring
chlorinator in that tank and then adding the water. Like that's incorrect because they're
Did that
putting,
hurt
you
the
just saved
fish
the
at
50
that
gallon tank.
concentration?
They're putting 50 gallons of the chlorinator, in the tank that's half empty,
Right.
and then adding 50 gallons, a bucket of water. You have to
Mhm.
dechlorinate the bucket of water you're working with. If it's a 5 gallon bucket, if it's a 10 gallon bucket, you dechlorinate that as per instructions, not the size of your tank.
Yeah, right.
And
That's the
people
way
are like,
I've
oh,
done it.
I put the chlorinator in and then the fish die. Because they're putting the chlorinator in the fish tank. They're not putting it in the bucket. You're only dechlorinating the amount of water you're going to put in the bucket. I just had to say that because I see so many new people like throwing the prime or the chlorinator,
Thanks,
whatever the heck it
J-Dog.
is, whatever kind you use. I use the Tetra one, but whatever. But they're putting it in the tank that's half empty now, and then they're adding the water to it. You have to treat the bucket of water, not the tank.
Well, that's right. Absolutely.
Oh, back on the
Let's talk
subject
about
of your,
fish, baby. Let's talk
uh,
about you and me. Come on,
We're,
let's get a little hand.
you
Get the
know,
fish.
you know,
we're
we
at
keep
that
forgetting.
time.
Talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Love you
Oh, I
guys.
love you, Cop.
Love you,
Love you,
Aquarium.
Cop. You're the greatest.
Ginseng,
Hey,
baby.
we keep forgetting,
Rohan,
and I have forgotten about it, but J-Dog has worked on your new website, and you have a new, web address there, and it's a little bit different. He just posted the link for that.
oh, good.
Is that a way that people can go and maybe order stuff with you?
Yeah, I don't have that listed. We need to do that.
Yeah.
We need to put I think we do have some merch on there, or we're going to shortly. Thank you,
Yeah.
Aquarium Cop. Great to have you with us.
Yes, Cop. Get up there every day, sharing that knowledge. He's a good one. Stephen says he's always lurking, or he's been listening a lot, but a lot of times he's been
Right.
lurking because of his schedule. We're just always glad you're here, Stephen.
Stephen, let me ask you a question. Water that has ammonia in with the chlorine, water with chloramines, will that dissipate simply by sitting the water for a day or two, or does the ammonia keep the chlorine in solution? So Chevy Fish is reiterating what Aquarium Cop said. People that realize that chlorine kills the good bacteria, which
Right.
contributes to fish kills. Right.
Or won't evaporate. Yeah.
Yeah, and Blake's making the same comment about chloramines. Peppling Creek, huge question. Blake is saying chloramine won't evaporate. That's my understanding. That's really the reason they put the ammonia in with the chlorine, to prevent the chlorine from evaporating. J-Dog, stay safe. Chevy Fish Flow, Peplin Blakes. Okay, we're running down. We're running down here. Mary Page, hang in there a bit when we sign off
Okay.
so we can talk for a little bit. We're going to put a little music on here. Let's see if I can find a tune or two. Whoops.
Thank you, everybody that's been out there on the chat today. Y'all have done just incredible. Really, I didn't even need to be here today because it maybe it's because I'm in the chat and I'm causing all the disruption.
There you go. No, it was great. It was great fun. Worked well. It's wonderful to have Blake here. That was super duper.
Who did you say you were going to try to have on tomorrow?
Andres Ryan.
Okay.
Bioaquatics. He's one of the leading tropical fish breeders
Thank you, Lee.
in the country.
Oh, is
So
that the one? Is that the one you go to his house all the time?
Yes,
Hello,
absolutely.
Mary.
Oh boy. Yay.
Sort this one out. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish, baby.
I
Let's
think
talk
so.
about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that
Miss
can be. Let's talk about fish.
Bye, everybody.
Stephen,
Fish.
biologist.
Let's talk about fish. Let's
Nice
talk
to
about
have you with us.
fish.
Love you,
Yeah.
Stephen. Love everybody.
Instrumental break.
Instrumental break.
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. 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 Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about fish.
Yeah.
Get
Let's
down.
talk about fish. Fish.
All
Thanks,
right.
everybody.
Good to have you all with us. I'm going to play Aquatic Conquest, put that on live for a bit, and give folks a few minutes to kind of sign off here, if you like. So you can get it out.
Hope everybody has a blessed and beautiful day.
And I can't do this.
Aquarium cop. I love it. T-Bone, have a good one.
Mary Page, we're just going to be here for a while. So
Okay.
just play through.
I hope you do get your schedule opened up, Stephen. Love it, Aquatic Conquest. You rock.
You bet. Yeah, he really rocks, doesn't he?
He
That's
does. I love that going across the globe. That's just awesome.
yeah. Super duper to have you, Blake. Really appreciate you coming by.
Yes, sir, Blake. I enjoyed your stream too. I got up early just to get on his stream. I'm talking about like 4 o'clock.
Huh.
Love you, Lee. Good luck on your house hunting today or house selling.
You bet.
Bye, John Doe. Bye, Fin Nipper, J Puddle, Lori Wickdinker.
Bye, guys. Good to have you all with us.
And in the words of Father Fish, love you all.
You